Tom Brady and the Patriots host Peyton Manning and the Broncos on Sunday. It's just the second game in NFL history featuring opposing quarterbacks, each with at least 125 career wins. Is Peyton Manning all the way back? I'll ask Ron.
He's getting there.
Almost.
You're going to give him getting there.
Getting there.
Wow.
I mean, he played very well against the Raiders, but I do have some issues in the games, I said earlier, where he played against Houston and Atlanta, where he didn't do well. He had 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns in those 2 games. And also, when he beat Pittsburgh in the opener, Pittsburgh, without some of their defensive players, they're not the same defense that they were. All I'm saying is I need to see more work against some better teams before I'm ready to say that he's all the way back. They're 2-2 at this point. They're in the mix. Hasn't been a disaster. I was worried about his health. I thought he wouldn't be able to take the hits, and so far, he's been fine there.
Still worried?
The arm still skipped. The game against, was it Atlanta, where they talked about bringing in a backup quarterback to throw the Hail Mary. That bothered me. That at the end of the game, you aren't bringing Peyton Manning's coming out for somebody else. So
okay, remember the backup's 6 feet 6 inches
don't
tall
care.
with a bazooka arm.
Don't care.
Okay, and it's going to be an 80-yard Hail Mary.
I don't care. I'm about Peyton Manning, the guy who won a Super Bowl, 4 MVPs.
Yep.
The end of the game, Lomas skip. I want Peyton Manning in the game. Yeah. That's just me.
I'm going no, he's not back. Now, I'll say yes, mentally, I think he's back. I like the way he goes in line of scrimmage. He audibles. He takes command of the huddle. He does all those things. But if you look at Peyton, to me, he was always a top 3 quarterback to me. You know, always. Now I got Matt Ryan, I got Matt Schaub, I got Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, even Eli. I got a few more guys ahead of him.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, right now. And
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
And I'm just used to talking about this guy with the top 3. He's not there right now.
Okay,
the speed
fair.
of the game starting to catch up. So that's where I'm at with him.
Okay, I'm going 100% back.
He's a top 3 quarterback, MVP candidate?
Really?
He is top 3
MVP candidate?
I'm going there, and I'll tell you why. What is amusing to me so far is that people are so hypercritical of Peyton's arm strength because it's the same as it used to be, which isn't great. He never had a cannon. He threw wobblers.
Skip, those butterflies in that game where he threw the 3 picks, you needed a butterfly nut to catch those. Those things were like this.
But, Rob, I will give you this. In those 2 games that you mentioned, Atlanta and Houston, it took him about a quarter and a half to sort of warm up. It's like he couldn't get loose. And I don't know if this is from post-surgery scar tissue. I don't know. But once he got cooking in the second half of both those games, he was throwing ropes. He was throwing it at least as hard as I ever saw him throw it in Indianapolis. So I see the same guy with the same brain. You got to give him that, right? I mean, you can still see it and feel it and anticipate it as well as anybody throwing. So I don't know what to do. When you go 30 for 38, albeit against the Raiders, but 30 for 38 for 338, that's back to me. Now, if you want to make the case he just won't be able to take the pounding, who knows?
He hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, but I think more than that, to me, Skip, it's been his decision making. I don't have no problem with his arm strength. But his decision making seems to be off this year. You know, he throws into double coverage. The game that he had the 3 picks,
I understand.
that wasn't Peyton-like. We've never seen Peyton react like that.
After Tammy, you're working with a bunch of new guys. It's all new. The offense is new. The coordinator's new. The setting is new. He was a Colt through and through. It's all he ever knew. The locker room is different. The weight room, you know, it's like all new stuff for, you know, teaching the old dog new tricks.
But it's still throwing a football, Skip.
Okay?
I mean,
but you've got to get on the same page. And he is hard to communicate with quickly during a game. You know, it blows their minds. The Eric Deckers of the world are like, what? You know, they can't keep up with the computer brain. And all of a sudden, they're a step slow. They're a step off, and it makes Peyton look a little off. I just think he's going to get better and better. I still think he's up against maybe the best offense in the league right now, and Tom Brady, so I don't think he can outscore Tom Brady in Foxborough.
I think what you've seen is 2-2, 500 team. That's where they're going to wind up 8-8 and no playoffs. I don't see that team, even with Peyton, making this run. I've heard people tell me, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl and all this kind of stuff. I don't see that.
Okay, so who wins the AFC West if Peyton doesn't? It's a hard question.
Well, I'd have to.
Maybe.
Okay, Chargers?
Yeah.
You have to
No. And I hesitate because of what the Chargers have been lately. I know they had a great game last week, but they've been up in last year was terrible.
Yeah.
I would have said the Chargers easily before, and now I hesitate a little bit because of that. I thought the Raiders would be better, and you know what? They're not.
Yeah, now Chargers are 3-1, so
Right.
they got off to an un-San Diego start.
And another thing that scares me, what you said, it took him a little time for his arm to get warm up.
Yeah.
The weather's only going to get colder.
Right.
So maybe it's going to take
Maybe he'll
longer.
figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Just how to get warmer quicker.
Faster, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, from two veteran quarterbacks to a quarterback who's actually just in his second season, the 1-3 Panthers take on the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. Here's what Cam Newton had to say about Carolina's losses this season. A lot of people deal with things differently. Losing is difficult, period. A person that says losing is not difficult, I don't even want to be around that person. And obviously, that person has never won anything relevant in their life. So for a person to say, yeah, we lost and we have to keep going, yeah, you keep saying that, and sooner or later, you're going to look up and be 0-16. So you have to take advantage of every opportunity you have in this league, and you have to take it personal. Do I take it personal? Absolutely. Do I take it too personal? Who knows? But I'd rather take it too personal than lackadaisical. Now, this question is definitely for you, Skip. Should the Panthers? You don't want to weigh in? You want Rob to go first?
All right. I better.
Rob, I'm going to pass the
stay
baton. What do you think? Should the Panthers be concerned about Cam's psyche?
I think they should, and he just even mentioned about being too personal. I'm sorry. How old is he? 23 or 20? In his early 20s, right? Second year in the league. He should be enjoying football and playing football and just keep getting better and doing what you're supposed to. To agonize over losing, a lot of guys. Peyton Manning was his first year, and Troy Aikman, and a lot of quarterbacks went through the losing thing. Eli, and you just have to understand it's a part of the building process. Not that you accept it, but that you understand that it comes with in building a team. But to agonize over it and take the joy out of playing at that age, where you should be after your rookie year. Other teams are going to make adjustments against you. Now you have to make that adjustment your second year, and it's a developing situation. And the talk is just too much just to have been, 1-3 to start the season. It's not like you're 0-4 and haven't been in any game and you've been terrible. Now maybe there's reason for panic. I don't see it like that. I think it's too much.
Yeah, I think he's doing himself a disservice. I really do. To me, some of the best games that I've ever played, I went out there loose. I didn't care. I wasn't uptight. You just go out there and you just let it all hang loose. I'm telling you, the minute you start just thinking about this and when you do that, it wears on you. It's almost like you playing the game during the week because it wears on your body. And by the time you get the game day, you so emotionally drained. You know, I remember playing against Lawrence Taylor. Oh, my goodness, that whole week. I mean, I'm just agonizing how I'm going to block this guy, how I'm going to keep him from killing my quarterback. I think the first 3 plays, Skip, I didn't touch him 2 of the plays. I jumped off sides 1 of the plays because I was just bottled up with all this. So Cam, like you said, he's your young guy. Just let it loose. Just let it rip. Just have fun and go out there. Winning is important, but you just can't make that the ultimate thing, which the NFL is all about. I know that. But you have to enjoy yourself out there on that field. And if he isn't smiling and enjoying himself, I tell you, he's going to be so wound up. It's not going to be fun for him.
Paralysis by analysis.
Absolutely.
In this case, self-analysis. If I'm the Panthers, I'm very concerned about his psyche right now. And I'm going to say the one reason I feel sorry for Cam Newton is the best thing that happened to him was the worst thing. Remember his first 2 games a year ago as a pro? His first 2 games, he goes 422 yards passing at Arizona, and they lost the game. And then he goes 432 yards passing at home against your Green Bay Packers, and they lost the game. But Aaron Rodgers blessed him after the game. Remember that? Said, this kid's going to be... Well,
said, I'm glad we're playing him now rather than later on in the season. Right.
Although right now, Aaron would probably be okay to play him, right? So I wish he would just put a cork in it, because all of this public psychoanalysis, this public soul searching does him no good, except turns him into Lomas Brown versus Lawrence Taylor.
Absolutely.
And were you embarrassed that day, the Lions?
Oh,
Did you get
man.
embarrassed?
Oh, my goodness. It was ugly out there. And to me, that's one of the biggest jobs of a head coach. Because think about it, you got all these different personalities in this locker room. You have to be Dr. Phil in that locker room dealing with these
But
guys.
I wish that Cam had started off with 200 yards passing and 210 yards passing, because he set a bar so high that he still hasn't been able to live back up to that bar, because he steadily fell off all last year. Now they've gotten off to a bad one-loss start, even though he's played at times very well.
Yeah, he has played well.
Okay, but too many of these.
Yeah.
And they're down 23-0 against the Giants.
So there should be
You
no
know,
more of these.
I would back way off this, because every time he does that, now he's got to live up to that again, right? He's even added a little twist to it. He does a takeoff before he does.
Don't you think
Superman.
that Thursday night was a Thursday night game against the Giants? That was their first national, game where they were going to be featured and all that. And I just think they performed and had such a dud. He hasn't gotten over it since.
Yeah, but he's made a lot of commercials, and he's a live wire in the commercials. And my question is some of it acting, where he's creating a persona that he can't live up to on the football field? What do you think?
No, I absolutely agree. I also feel like with him, sometimes it could be for show because he doesn't know how to act. He's still very young, and he knows no matter what he says, there's going to be some attention on him. So he's thinking, I'm saying the right thing. He's overthinking it.
Like he's saying, all I care about is winning and whatever, and he wants to make sure everybody believes that that's his motive,
focus, that he's not trying to do anything wrong.
You don't need to do that.
Not when you're the quarterback. Just go out there and play. Everybody's going to follow.
Just play. Do your thing.
Absolutely.
If you lose, go out there and have fun.
And you know what he's going to have to do ultimately? They're going to have to close some deals and win some games.
Oh, yeah. They got to
Because
win.
His one-loss record is just not good. You go scoreboard on Cam, and he can't back it up anymore. So they need to start to turn the corner with a team that I still think is pretty talented.
Yeah. No. Agreement here. All right, coming up, we're switching gears. MLB playoffs kick off tonight. So who's going to win it all?
I got a shocker. I got a shocker. I'm going shock factor. Yeah.
Shock.
And I've got the winner.
You know?
I've got it.
I'm in the home run. Are you ready?
I'm taking this to Vegas.
Go.
It is hard.
I'm going to Vegas.
It is.
Oh, I know who you're picking.
Hold on.
Yes, you are.